I put the hand on the knob and turn it again. When I do, it turns smoothly with no resistance. Inside the room are a number of Buddha statues. They're all missing their heads. It seems this is where they stored all the various statues they gathered through theft or donations. It feels like something's here. Maybe this is where the heart of the curse or the source of the spirit is. I brace myself for input from the other me. But it doesn't seem like that's happening. Does that mean I should already know? It's a statue that looks like a divine general. It has armor from the Tang dynasty. It's a statue with its head cut off. It looks like it held a weapon in its left hand. It's a statue that looks like Vidyaraja or something. Okay. It's missing one of its arms as well as its head. It's a Vaisravana statue. It's missing its head. It's a statue with its head cut off. It seems to be holding some kind of Buddhist ritual implement. It's a statue that seems to be a divine general. Its head has been severed. It's a statue with its head cut off. It's lying pitifully on the floor. I search all the statues. Every statue here has a male body. Suddenly, there's the sound of movement from within the box. It's a big iron box. I managed to open the box. Sheets of white paper are inside. They seem to be a multitude of talismans. Was something sealed here? Hiro peers into the box beside me. So, was something in there? Well, my voice sounds distant. The cause of the curse, what birthed the spirit. There's nothing like that here. No, there's nothing here. What? What do you mean? Then what's that in your hand? Hiro is right. It's not true that there's nothing inside. There's one thing. I never would have expected something like this. Something that doesn't belong here. A box sealed by talismans has enshrined a Western-style cushion. Hiro sighs, disappointed. Guess we're out of luck. No way this thing gave birth to a spirit. True. But the state of this room and the voices, something important was definitely sealed up in its place at one point. Yet, there's nothing here. Then the thing we're searching for, where the hell did it go? A long silence falls between us. It is then that a now familiar pain flares up. The mark on scarlet. It immediately is dyed a deep crimson. Dawn, death, is only a few minutes away. Oh, what's going on? Is death closing in on us all of a sudden? No, it's... the spirit is here. A low sutra chant, hum trembles in the air. It feels like my whole body is numb, maybe because of the hum. Ichigo loses consciousness. Ichigo shoots the gun with blanks. I grab the gun, but I can't control my hand. It turns the gun towards my hand and fires. The blank explodes, my consciousness fades. There's a strong ringing in my ears, and it's preventing me from hearing the sutra chant. Hiro is clutching their hands like they can't hear anything either. The numbness has faded. Hiro shakes the Suzu bell. Nothing happens. Kanon soldier yells, making my heart clench. Hiro was injured. Ichigo was injured. Ichigo shoots the bone pistol. Kanon soldier is wounded. The spirit fades and becomes intangible. Hiro shakes the Kagura Suzuki. Kanon soldier is wounded. The spirit turns solid again. Kanon soldier yells, making my heart clench. Ichigo was injured. Hiro was injured. Ichigo shoots the ranged short swordsman. Kanon soldier is wounded. The spirit fades and becomes intangible. Hiro shakes the Kagura Suzuki. Kanon soldier is wounded. The spirit turns solid again. Kanon soldier yells, making my heart clench. Ichigo was injured. Hiro was injured. Ichigo slashes the rusted iron sword. Kanon soldier is wounded. The spirit fades and becomes intangible. Hiro shakes the Kagura Suzuki. Kanon soldier is wounded. The spirit stops. I guess the attack finally worked. Out of nowhere, footsteps approach behind me. Ooh, hehehe. A voice yells comically, and whoever it is puts their hand on my back. But I can take my eyes off of the spirit before me. Banshee, is that you? What are you doing? Instead of replying, he shows something into my hand. It's a large chisel, with the grip stained in blood. This is... I found it in that room in the mansion. In that instant, I understand everything. The heart of the curse that we were searching for, the object that gave birth to the spirit. So it was kept in Kujo Mansion? Thanks, I'm going to use it. I grab the chisel and face the spirit. Our soldier is weakened. Ichigo swings the chisel down on the soldier. I jab the chisel at its right ear. It stares at me dispassionately. Finally, it smiles, and disappears. The statue stops moving and collapses. It stopped, right? Seems so. I don't got the mark anymore, so there's no doubt about it. Once again, I am the only one still cursed. Glad I made it in the nick of time. If my legs weren't in such good shape, it would have been over for us. Thanks for saving me, but, you know, that was pretty reckless. I thought I said it's dangerous for a group of mark bearers to go somewhere haunted. Oh yeah, you did mention something like that. What I was eating. Completely slipped my mind. Tell us, old man. What happened at the mansion? I'm not quite sure myself, but I'll tell you what I know. After you left, I wandered the place looking for something to eat. My mark hurt like hell right by a room. I slipped inside and found a bunch of chisel and things. He must mean that room I found. I was kinda out of it because of the mark at that point, but I noticed one of the chisels was glowing all weird with a dark light. I knew right away that it was hiding some awesome spiritual power. But what made you decide that you had to bring the chisel here? You seemed sure it'd be effective against the common soldier. I heard a voice when I picked it up. It reminded me of Lady Soda. It said to bring the chisel to you. And that's when it hit me. It was what I've been looking for. Oh, that thing you mentioned in the car. The heart of the curse that created the spirit? Exactly that. So I hoofed it over to give it to you. When I looked through that room before, Yasuoka said that the Kuju family used to create Buddha statues a long time ago. It's possible that Chiso was used to create the statue that became the common soldier. I don't know what the voice was that he heard, but probably something like the mysterious voice that's guided me before. You know, I haven't heard it in a while. And that's what happened. So we're heading back to the mansion then, Ichiko. For one, I'm hungry. But I bet Diamond's worried too. I left without saying a word after all. Yeah. Searching for documents on the mark, carting all the statues out. It'll take more than a day to do all that. We should go back to the mansion and figure out what to do next. What? We're leaving already? I wanted to examine this place. I glanced at the statue falling on the floor. Sorry, but you'll have to do that another time. Fine. In exchange, not one word about this shelter to anyone else. I'm going to study every inch of it. Yeah, okay. Hey now, that's my home. Can't have you rooting around here. That's just you saying that. You don't legally live here. I'll bring you food, so stop complaining. Much obliged. We return to the concrete passageway. You might be imagining it, but it feels like the air in here is a little less stagnant than it was before. We climb up out the manhole in Amno South Alley. Timer runs up to us, drenched in sweat. He looks even worse than usual. He probably shouldn't have run. I found you. Hey, old man. Why did you suddenly sprint out of the mansion? My mark is gone now too. What in the world happened? I had something to give Ichigo. Is that right, Hito? I guess. I'd rather not think of the consequences if you hadn't made it in time. I'm not sure I follow, but it seems he really helped you out. Well then. If I must do my investigation another day, I'll worry splitting ways here. Our marks are gone now. Ichigo still has it, though. This always happens. I'm used to it. But now I might be able to change that. I finally discovered where the statues stolen from each shrine are. I'm lost, but I'm glad for you. It's thanks to all of you. I figured the rest out by myself. You should all return to your regular lives. You're saying we should split up then? Huh, you sure you'll be okay? Something will work out eventually. Besides, this is Sayakuji's dying wish. I want to respect it. Huh. Well, thanks. I'll head back then. I've been missing all those chemical smells from the lab. Good to hear your research is exciting. But don't forsake your humanity over it and end up like Mizu. Like a duke that? It's not even funny, by the way. Oh yeah, Mr. Ichigo. Whenever you want to get those statues, I'll help out. Until then, see you. I'll be off as well. Honestly, all this has put a strain on me. I'm barely staying upright. Whatever you do, don't collapse on your way home, please. Hey Ichigo, one day, I'm hoping to let the public know about the underground shelter. For the sake of the wandering souls without a proper burial. I'd like if you helped with it. See you around. Guess I'll go too. You're not returning to the shelter, are you? I am not that brave. The soldier's gone, but there's plenty of other things down there. I'll give it a few days to settle. So are you planning on going back? I'm not sure I'd call that a smart move. Cops will live the kind of life. I'll bunker down in a park or under a bridge until things calm down. See you, Ichigo? Bring more word next time, yeah? The former mark bearers have all left. I should probably head to the mansion myself. I've got to decide what to do next. I hear a voice calling me from behind. I turn to see banshees in the middle of the road staring intensely at me. What's wrong? I remember now. His eyes are as wide as saucers. I forgot because of the mark, but I've met you before. What? What do you mean? How well? Let me think. He scratches his chin. I know his memories are probably all a mess, having just gotten them back. But I don't have time to wait for him. Ah, yes. We first met 5 years ago. And then again, 10 days ago. I feel like I've been struck by lightning. I first arrived at Kuja Mansion 10 days ago. That means I met him before I lost my memories. I need to know, who in the world am I? I couldn't say. I wasn't interested in asking your name, and you didn't give it. Tell me what you do know. Tell me about myself, please. Okay. I owe you for the food, so ask. What should I ask about? Shut up at the shelter. Wanted to know about the heavily booted project. Gave me food. Actually, you were more focused on the Kuju family than the cannon soldier. Why did we talk about them? The head at the time was majorly involved in the project. He was famous for his spiritual power, so the army asked him to help. He loaned them a number of his family's prized sacred statues. He really zeroed in on that bit. Do you know what exactly the army got? We had a shelter at a list. Mirror, chisel, Buddha statues, cursed objects, and holy talismans. They were all returned to the family. Which means they're all in the mansion now. You kept popping in a few times until one day you just didn't. I always saw you next days ago. 10 days ago. Next is 10 days ago. I just seen the cannon soldier, and you can bet I looked it out the manhole. I ran into you on the street. Did you treat me food to celebrate? Thanks for that, by the way. I'm just talking about the person I was before I lost my memories. It's weird to hear about myself this way. You'd mentioned you'd been overseas. You'd only came back recently, about a month ago. Oh, and that's when I learned of the mark. You told me about it. It slipped my mind until just now. By that time, was my right arm... Yeah, it had the mark. You were acting all odd, though. You'd go to remember something, and then stumble over the words. The curse was probably in the late stages. In fact, I'd completely forgotten my name, and past few hours after that. By the by, I've got something to tell you. This here Banshee Ito is of much nobler character than regular folk. That's why I lead a detached life, away from the world's vulgarities. What are you trying to say? I could be crazy desperate, but I never shame my dear departed mom or divine providence. You understand? No, you lost me. I'm saying I never resort to stealing, even dying of hunger. Here, these are yours. He pulls out a wristwatch and a wallet. Each looks like an antique. They're inlaid with subtle designs. You've got them at the restaurant. Let me see them. I grabbed them both and rushed to open the wallet. But there's no ID inside. There was no driver's license or company card with an ID in it when you got it. Don't ask me. You said you forgot your old wallet somewhere and lost it. It was probably in there. Oh. I look at what else is in the wallet. Bills, coins, and a number of familiar business cards. Saya Kuju Spirit Healer. Oh, those things. You tried to give me one. Told me to go there if I remembered anything. But I gave it back. I don't make a habit of carrying useless stuff. Saya Kuju's card was in my pocket when I first arrived at Kuju Mansion. It must have been the one Banshee returned. There's no doubt about it. I lost all my memories after I met Banshee. I've asked everything I want to know, but something's still bugging me. Did I say anything about the mark when you saw me 10 days ago? Well... I was so focused on eating that I wasn't paying full attention. Are you kidding? Well, yeah, you said the same thing as Hito about the Kannon soldier. There's no way a human head on a statue will make it move. But it did actually move. That's what I thought too. And then you said something strange. You said what happened 50 years ago wasn't because of the project. It was all because of her. Her? That's not all. You said she gave you the mark. That she loved watching you lose your memories and fear death. You made her kick the bucket once, but she came back to life. You said you needed to do the same thing done 50 years ago to get rid of her. My heart wants to beat out of my chest. I can feel sweat run down my face. There's no way I can keep calm. Before I lost my memories, I'd known who had cursed me with the mark. Hey, old man. Who's she? Did I tell you? I wanted to know too, so I asked. But you couldn't answer me. I don't think you were trying to hide it. You just honestly didn't remember. Was that because of the mark? Well, that's about all I can tell you. We should get going soon. Go? Where? I'll tell you. In your car. I'm real tired of standing. I'd like to sit for a bit. There's no point in tarrying here. I'll just get it out of him once we're in the car. The Buddha statues in the warehouse, too. The headless Buddha statues in the warehouse must be the ones stolen from the shrine. I finally found them. The one used to make the Kannon soldier should be stored here. A box in the center has talismans plastered over it, as if sealing in the source of the curse. But what we find in the box? Out of place cushion. It was only a Western style cushion. That's depressing. Is this the heart of the garage? The source of the spirit? No way. Something was here. Something cursed. Something that might be able to stop Kannon soldier. As if to mock me even further, the mark warns me time is short. We'll just have to face the soldier with what I've gathered up until now. Facing the Kannon soldier. Forget what we're missing and take stock of what we have. If we want to use the saber or short sword, we'll have to throw them. If the spirit is nebulous like that spirit door, then the Kagarasuzu bell will be helpful, and the blanks will mess up our ears if we shoot them. But one document mentioned must destroy hand. I'm not sure about this at all, but I'll give it a try if I want to leave. But I can give up if I want to leave my past self. After we defeat the soldier, Banshee's mark disappears, and he remembers meeting me several times before I lost my memory. I'd been investigating the sacred treasures of Kujo family donated to the Heavenly Buddha Project. When I met him 10 days ago, the mark was already on my arm. I told him she gave it to me, but I'd already forgotten her name by then. Nope, the mansion's out of the way. Then she clambers into the back seat of the car. His heavy scent fills the enclosed space. Oh, I can finally catch my breath. Now then, driver, take us to the forest by H Castle. I drove down the familiar road. All lights along the way are strangely green. We reach our destination without me having to slow down the car once. The engine chunks along. I feel the wheels of fate turning like those of the car I'm riding in. 10 days ago, I promised, in exchange for you buying me an extra order of almond jelly, if you did forget everything, I'd take you to a shrine. Sounds like I prepared for everything. But if I was that careful, why didn't I leave myself a clue? Why prepare if I was just going to forget? Did the curse progress faster than expected, so there wasn't time? Or did someone get rid of it? But if I had business at each shrine, why didn't I go there while I still had my memories? Something about timing. Waiting for some magic summer clearing to clear away impurity. Suddenly my old self echoes in my head. I speak the words out loud slowly, as realization dawns. The summer purification rites. They are rites held at shrines to exorcise evil. On the last day of June, you pass through woven reeds to cleanse yourself. I was trying to use that ritual to exorcise the impurity. Gotcha. Luckily, today's the 1st of July, so the rites or whatever are done. Should be no problem now. Exorcise the impurity. What kind of impurity was I trying to cleanse? The more I learned, the less I understand. My previous self is like a complete stranger to me. How many times have I come to this forest now? The creepy yard and thick trees look the same as always. You know where a shrine is, yeah? Lead the way. You've never been there? First I heard of it was 10 days ago. Banshee and I push through the vegetation and make our way down the beast trail. We pass under the stone torii gate and finally arrive at the desolate age shrine. The few headless Buddha statues that are left shining the light of the flashlight. So the statues used in the project were stolen from here. Yeah, that's right. It is really true the statues are connected to the mark somehow. I've considered the possibility that the mark was caused by their divine wrath. But 10 days ago? You said what happened 50 years ago wasn't because of the project. It was all because of her. This curse I've been following this whole time. Then, at some point, I had to have been fed some huge lie. But what could it be? A shudder runs through me at the thought. It feels like I'm looking into the depths of hell. You said 10 days ago that altar holds something important. Something about needing to keep it here to exorcise the impurity. He approaches the small altar and puts his hand on the sliding door. Huh? What's going on here? The thing's empty. Don't ask me. It was already gone but I was here earlier. Well, that's darn weird. You said there was a cloth pouch. What was inside? A small, fist-sized statue, an Enjinbutsu or something. It was the Go Shintai for the shrine. The Kuju had used it in the shelter to stop the mass 50 years ago. And again, it's the Kujo family. They must have strong ties to the mark. Well, this is about all I can do for you. At least it was enough to pay off your desserts. We should head back, son. Right. I'm still unsure about what my old self was thinking, but it's clear whatever plan I had didn't work. Where did the ninja boots go? On the way back, I feel reluctant to go. I keep turning to look toward the shrine. Each time I do, Banshee hurries me on to the forest entrance. Well, this is where we part ways. You're not going to ride back with me? I'm gonna be honest with you. I got a bit car sick on the way here. Flat roads were fine, but the curves and hills did me in. I just got a nice meal and I'd hate to throw it up, so I'll walk back. But it's pretty far from here. Kids are such wimps these days. When I was young, I used to walk across the Himalayas all the time. To say nothing. His laugh is loud enough for the whole forest to hear. He waves and leaves me alone. Once he's out of sight, I get into the car. I pull over the deserted parking lot and drive back to the mansion. As I count the streets light passing by, I go over everything Banshee told me. "50 years ago, in the shelter, the Kannon soldier went berserk. But it wasn't because of the army experiments. It was her. The army was unable to stand up to the threat of her and the soldier. The Kuju family used the ninjutsu to settle everything. However, she still exists in this time period. She was the one who gave me my mark. Before I lost my memories, I was planning on using the ninjutsu like they did before. I left it at 8 shrines so it could be cleansed of its impurity. But somewhere along the line, it went missing. The past me probably couldn't have predicted that would happen. I'm almost back at Kujo Mansion. As my drawing comes to an end, I focus on what the most important detail is. That's right, who she is. I have a hunch about her identity, but I can't be sure yet. And that definitely proves that she was there. 50 years ago, she made the Kannon soldier move down in the shelter. The Kuju families had sealed her. They would have brought her to mansion. The sacred object for the project, of which she was one, were returned to the Kujos. I gripped the steering wheel tighter. If there were any way to defeat her, it just has to be in the mansion. I don't have any solid proof, but the fragments of my memories are whispering me. The entrance doesn't look any different. My mark burns. The sharp pain nearly brings me to my knees. It seems she has no intention of hiding her presence any longer.